Here begins my summary of learning with EC&I 830 with Alec Burrows. I knew my ways of thinking and teaching would be pushed, but I still can't believe the amount this course challenged me on a number of controversial topics. Each week, our debates confronted my initial thoughts and opened my mind to another perspective, which in teaching is incredibly important to growth, understanding, and development of students. So without further ado, here's what I learned each week in EC&I 830.
Debate number 1. Technology enhances learning in the classroom. Agree? It does increase engagement, as well as an access to a plethora of information that students can use with the teacher, on their own, and with each other. Teachers can focus less on content and more on authentic skills like researching and critical thinking. And learning becomes more successful and can help enhance the type of learners we have for the future. What if you disagree? It costs a lot to introduce a new computer system, or even an app, which can hinder opportunities for the rest of the school. Students get often distracted by technology, and other outlets are only clicks away. But relationships are what motivate students, not technology. It's the trust between the teacher and the student that is built that allows them to succeed. So collaboration is key, and the tech is just extra. So what are my final thoughts? In the end, technology does not replace a teacher and should not be used without purpose. However, the relationship between a teacher and students are necessary to enhance learning, and technology allows for a deeper understanding of tools, digital literacy, and critical thinking when used appropriately.
Which moves us to debate number 2. Schools should not teach what can be Googled. Agree? Knowledge is changing quickly, so quickly that it's difficult for us to keep up. Instead, students need to learn how to Google and how to fact check using the internet. So memorization is really an unnecessary skill. Disagree? Memorization still does hold value in our society and is needed to access those deeper levels of Bloom's taxonomy, like creativity and critical thinking. Sometimes hands-on learning, discussion, and the learning environment impact learning more than simply just Googling concepts. And really, everything can be Googled. So what else is left? But skills like math, writing, and communication work better in a face-to-face environment. So my final thoughts? Google is a great resource, and students need to learn how to weave the web and think for themselves, but teaching some knowledge allows students to reach deeper levels of Bloom's taxonomy so students can think critically and problem solve on their own. Students should be allowed to wonder and create their own ideas before consulting the internet for every answer. So let's move on.
Debate number 3. Openness and sharing in schools is unfair to our kids. Agree? Too much openness and sharing can create a negative digital footprint for a child, and we should not be the ones deciding what that looks like. We cannot control who copies photos to another website. There's always a risk of child predators finding photos or locations of children online. Parents oversharing also causes anxiety and worry to children as photos and behavior is posted online without their permission. What if you disagree? Sharing online creates more connections by parents using apps like Seesaw and encourages more dialogue between the classroom and home. Children today live in a digital world, whether we want them to or not, and students would benefit from learning what is appropriate to post online by the modeling of their teachers. Students are able to engage in their own online identity, creating a positive digital footprint in an era where it is unrealistic for it to be non-existent. My conclusion? There's a balance to openness and sharing. Parents and teachers need to be aware of their child's wishes and ask for consent before posting online. Students can also be taught through modeling what a positive digital footprint looks like, so they have the tools to create their own in this digital era.
And moving on, social media?
Debate number 4. Social media is ruining childhood. Agree?
Mental health and wellness is deteriorating because of the overuse of social media. Children are constantly comparing themselves to the highlight reel of others. This can encourage risky and attention-seeking behavior online to be socially accepted and receive instant gratification. Children need to be aware what goes online stays online, and this negligence can increase the risk of a negative digital footprint due to the inappropriate use of these mediums.
Disagree? Children can use social media to interact with the world and increase relationships and connections with others with similar interests.
They can use these outlets as support groups in terms of mental health and show that children are not alone.
Social media creates an outlet for sharing ideas and creating positive change in the world by advocating for themselves and important causes which would otherwise be impossible. Final thoughts? Social media can be a great outlet for students to create connections, share ideas, and advocate for important causes around the globe. Through education, students can learn how to use it appropriately and moderately to avoid the negative aspects such as addiction, negative self-image, and cyberbullying. Social media has not ruined childhood, but it has changed the way children interact, grow, and learn from each other.
And finally, we leave off with our last debate for the semester. Technology is a force of equity in society. So, agree? Tech has removed a lot of barriers by allowing students to reach outcomes through assistive technology like Google Read and Write. Open education resources have allowed many people to access new skills and information previously saved for those who could only afford it. And there are many movements like One Laptop Per Child to encourage the distribution of technology and access all over the world. And disagree? Technology and AI increases gender and racial inequality online, allowing for inappropriate comments and groups to be formed. And not everyone is able to access technology due to a lower economic status, even in Canada. And digital colonialism is occurring more readily, with companies like Facebook pushing their own limited access to the internet on third world countries. So my final thoughts? Technology can be a force of equity in society if it is given equally across the country and the globe. There is increased access to free education online, and free internet throughout the world is increasing as it is now a basic human right. I don't think we're there yet, but we are trying. Ideas like One Laptop Per Child are helpful, but need to be considerate of other countries' values so Western society is not pushing our culture on them as in the past. So overall, I learned there are a lot of recent changes in education due to technology, along with a lot of controversy. Balance is key to everything we use and teach. It is our responsibility as educators to teach our students using the appropriate tools and methods to make sure that they are successful digital citizens all around the world. That's all, folks.